Hey y'all, Paint Marine here with another In the Crosshairs, and wow, big crazy news coming out of this big apocalypse event that happened at Warhammer World. As you see, it's 4:03 p.m. Eastern Time, which is when they said they would post 9 British Standard Time, 9 p.m. British Standard Time, and so we're 3 minutes in, and I haven't even gotten into it. I just looked and I scrolled down. I was like, whoa, whoa, whoa. There's quite a few things coming out that I'm just looking at the pictures, not even really reading anything. I'm just like, wow. There's also a little bit of a disappointment with some of the things, which we'll get into here. So I'm just gonna skip down to that. Like, I mean, they've had this big apocalypse event. I mean, the pictures look great and everything, but obviously, I have not even. I mean, this is gonna be like a reaction trailer. I have not, like, obviously right here we see Codex Space Marines is coming. We have Codex Space Marines animated trailer. Like, I have not seen any of these yet. I have not watched them at all. So, yeah, I'm going to watch them now for the first time, and I guess you're going to get kind of my reaction to this.
They shall be my finest warriors, these men who give themselves to me. Like clay, I shall mold them, and in the furnace of war forge them. They will be of iron will and steely muscle. In great armor shall I clad them, and with the mightiest guns will they be armed. They will be untouched by plague or disease. No sickness will blight them. They will have tactics, strategies, and machines, such that no foe can best them in battle. They are my bulwark against the terror. They are the defenders of humanity. They are my Space Marines, and they shall know no fear.
Wow. That's an epic scene right there. Awesome. Coming soon. I don't know. I think we'll see it in September. If this drops in August before Nova, that is just going to shake so much stuff. I mean, yeah. Alright, let's see this trailer here. Few things I saw kind of thrown down there. You might see here that I was talking about. Yep, right here, this, right there. What is this thing? Look at that. Supplements for it's whole separate books for your chapter. Trainer multi-kit. That's in the last few seasons. Vehicles. Looks like a lot. That's kind of a little unfortunate, actually. We'll talk about that more. Oh wow, I saw the bolt gun on his side, on his leg. Another Ultramarine character reborn. Another one that I found kind of a little bit disappointing, but kind of fits in. Another one. Alright, so right here, let me see if I can pause this real quick. We see Command the Angels of Death. Again, I don't see a date anywhere here. Maybe there's a little bit left in the video, but Codex Space Marines, and then we're going to start seeing supplements for the chapters. Instead of the chapters, I guess, being in the book, you're going to have separate. So if you want to play Ultramarines, you get the Ultramarine book. White Scars, you get the White Scars. It looks like with this release, they're going to be releasing Ultramarines and White Scars at the same time, which is also why they've got those 2 new Primaris models, I would assume, which I think right there, if people haven't realized it yet, Primaris is the way forward. I mean, I figured they were going to convert all of the Ultramarine characters over first, and then they're going to start with the rest of the chapters. And obviously with Khan here, we have, the first non-Ultramarine character getting Primarisized, or however you want to say that. So let's see if there's a date or anything yet, or just says coming soon. Nothing. Okay. Well, let's read into this article because, wow. So, As promised, once the battle's over, the Triumph players gathered in Bugman's Bar in the after party where they were treated a special Warhammer 40,000 preview, and we've got the latest news for you right here. Brace yourself. Yeah, brace yourself for a glimpse of the grim darkness of the near future. The Space Marines, the Emperor's Avenging Angels, are undeniably the most iconic faction of the Warhammer 40,000. Their imagery as integral to the universe as the Imperial Aquila, and we're about to enter a golden age of the Adeptus Astartes. Well, it appears Marnius Calgar is not the only Space Marine to have crossed the Rubicon Primaris. Chief Librarian Tigerius of the Ultramarines and Korosaro Khan of the White Scars have followed in mighty footsteps and have been reimagined as stunning new miniatures. Yeah, so I find this a little bit unfortunate just because, this is to me confirming 100% that Ultra or like Primaris are just it. That's just the way it is. So I was kind of hoping for a different, model here. I'll definitely still get this and convert it though into a just another librarian, not an ultramarine. It'll take a little bit, to take that little symbol off there and everything, but I mean it's still a very cool model. And then we have Khan, very cool looking. I love the pose and all that. Again, just very cool. I love the eagle and everything, or the falcon, whichever order. But yeah, very awesome. So. You may have been wondering what the cool new war machine is. Well, it's called, this thing here, I guess is what it is, the Invictor Tactical Warsuit. Whereas a Dreadnought serves as a frontline brawler or mobile heavy weapons platform, this light armored walker is often found fighting alongside units with a Vanguard strike force of recon missions. All right. The Invictor Tactical Warsuit designed with sound dampening materials, enabling it to move at great speed with minimal noise output to support of the living pilot's Vanguard brethren. In fact, it can even set up alongside them in concealed deployment. This is what I was saying because okay. We'll get more into this in a second. All right. And yes, totally is a pistolized heavy bolter strapped to his hip. The list of terrifying things that might be sneaking up on you in the dark corners of the 41st millennium just got longer. So wow. So yeah, this is pretty cool. I'm not sure what other weapon options we can have here. Maybe a flamer or something to that effect. But it looks like we've got a lot of heavy stubbers here. We got 4. And with potential other options here. I'm sure you can also switch out other options here, but also really cool that you can have this like heavy bolter pistol. Now I saw that in the video and I was like, whoa, what did we just see? And that's pretty sweet. Definitely could see, like, I don't know if you can already, if the kit will have a way that you can pose it in the hand or how, but I mean, still I could see converting it, if not to having a cool posing model shooting it. But one thing that's kind of disappointing, it is not like, it's a war suit. It's not a dreadnought, technically, because obviously the pilot is very much alive. And I'm curious what this is going to do here. Like, I wonder if this is some kind of like a smoke grenade type of thing that, like I said, would be really cool if you could shoot it to give cover to other units even. But, we'll see what that is exactly. But the fact that, I think we have confirmation here. It says that it can even be set up alongside them in concealed deployment. So it sounds like it can deep strike. So it's a light armored, deep striking dreadnought, kind of like what a lot of us kind of assumed. So, all right, then let's check out this next one. All the Primaris Vanguard units that featured in Shadowspear are also set to receive their own kits very soon. Indeed, the mystery of the last fusils mentioned to Limmer's Apocalypse data sheet that a few eagle-eyed among you spotted will be revealed. But what about the cool-looking tank? Well, that will be the Impulsor. We know that you've been after a dedicated transport for Primaris Space Marines, and this is the answer. We've got more of these units. We will have more of these units over the coming weeks, so stay tuned. So this is the Impulsor. Looks like we're going to have 2 turrets of storm bolters on the side. Very interesting kind of back end here. This looks like a Rhino that was just lifted and put some grav plates on. Again, with the heavy stubbers, they're very all about that right now, and these might be a kind of like a Icarus kind of heavy stubber thing going on for anti-air potentially could put missiles or whatever here. So if this can carry like a missile kind of thing, like an indirect fire, then we're looking at a potential of a a light transport that's kind of taking the role of a Rhino and a Whirlwind potentially here. So, yeah, very interesting. I'm definitely interested when I get my hands on this to see how close it is to my downsized repulsor that I made. As far as like to be like kind of a stand-in Rhino, I'm curious if it's like size-wise even comparable. It looks like we have the same size base as the repulsor, so but definitely a lot shorter. So we'll see. Very interesting design for sure, and I'm interested, of course, in all this stuff. Can't wait to see what we got coming out. And then it looks like they just again are showcasing this new lieutenant that we have coming in Phobos armor with the Reaver head, and then again, not much of the eliminators other than obviously we have like a new pose with him having his scope to look through. He's like reloading, so he's got it up, and kind of a new pose here with his foot up on the rock, and then we've got like some debris behind him and stuff in front of him, and that's cool and everything. Just but like I said, no real news on this as to the last Fusils. We don't see anything. I'm assuming, and this is just, of course, my own guess. I'm assuming this here will stay the same, the main body, but it'll be the end barrel is what we're gonna see as a difference. But yeah, and then the Space Marines are also set to receive a new Codex. Not just any Codex, mind, but the best Codex we've ever made, a tomb worthy of Rabute Gilliman himself. First of all, the data sheets included in the book will be available to all first founding chapters and their successors, so whatever Space Marine chapter holds your allegiance, you'll be able to use the full spectrum of units available to ADEPTUS Astartes, even if you're Blood Angels, Space Wolves, or Dark Angels player. So basically, this Codex will be a must-have. So this is what I'm understanding, which is just all very interesting. I don't know if this is how it's going to go, but I'm assuming this is going to be a must-have. If you're any kind of a Space Marine player, even the Blood Angels, Space Wolves, Dark Angels, you are getting this. But then, to suggest that any Imperial Fist and a White Scar fight in the same way is nearly heresy. And the new Codex and Codex supplements really lean into the distinct identities of each chapter to ensure they work on the tabletop the way they do in lore. Codex Space Marines has everything you need to play with an army of gene-seeded enhanced super soldiers, and each of the supplements offers you additional chapter-specific data sheets to thematically rule that emphasize their unique heritage and genetic legacy of their Primarch. So I like this idea. So basically, I feel like everyone has to get this, and then to get the little bit of flavor, you're gonna have Codex Ultramarines, Codex White Scars, Codex Dark Angels, Codex Supplement Blood Angels, instead of being their own separate. Like pretty much most chapters will have their own separate. My concern with that though is what we've kind of heard or seen, or how things have been ruled at other events and stuff in the past, where if you have a successor, that a lot of people were trying to play them as, well, I have a successor chapter, so they're gonna of Raven Guard, so they're gonna take the Raven Guard chapter tactic. And I've heard of some places saying like, well, unless they're painted as Raven Guard or whatever, you don't like it can be a successor chapter, but you can't take their chapter tactics. Now that's kind of, I don't think, part of what that's meant. But I don't know. We'll see. I'm kind of worried that by having these separated out, like if you want to play Codex Supplement Ultramarines, does that mean that's it? You have to be Ultramarines, but if you want to play a successor of Ultramarines, you have to use just a regular Codex. You cannot use the supplement of Ultramarines. Like if that's the case, I don't know. That's kind of unfortunate if that ends up being the case. One iconic feature of all Space Marines is the sheer physical brutality with which they tear into the Emperor's foes once combat is joined. To help facilitate this on the tabletop, the universal traits of the Space Marines have been combined into a new catch-all ability called Angels of Death, which incorporates the usual suspects, and they shall know no fear and bolter discipline, as well as this cheeky little number, Shock Assault. The ADEPTUS Astartes are an elite troop who strike with the fury of a thunderbolt. Few opponents can withstand this onslaught. If this unit makes a charge move, is charged, or performs a heroic intervention, add 1 to the attack characteristics of models in the unit until the end of the turn. Interesting. So now, Space Marines will always have a +1 in the attack, because if they charge, is charged or performs heroic intervention, add 1 attack characteristic to the models in this unit. So Space Marines now essentially always have a +1 to their attack characteristic if they are charged or if they charge. Now after that they lose that extra attack, but in the initial first phase of combat they are going to have an additional attack. So that's pretty crazy. Cool, huh? And before you ask, yes, Adeptus Astartes, the Grey Knights, and Death Watch will receive this updated ability. So if purging demons and Xenos is your thing, you're still covered. But what about us? We hear you disloyal fans of the Traitor Legion cries. We love hitting things in combat too. Well, you're right. In fact, you're so right that you're getting shock assault. You're also getting shock assault. Chaos Space Marines, Death Guard, and Thousand Suns may be heretic Astartes, but they're still Space Marines and they fight the same brutal fury of their loyalist kin. That's not even all. Codex Space Marines has the extensive rules for successor chapter tactics to support the creation of your own chapter of Space Marines. Whether you've had a particular theme in mind for your chapter that you'd like to represent the battlefield, or simply wish to enhance your favorite playstyle, you can be your own chapter master. Simply pick 2 successor tactics from a long list of awesome choices included in the Codex, and you're good to go. Okay. So that kind of answers that. So definitely, it looks like successor chapter tactics or successor chapters you can build out of the Codex Space Marines, which sounds amazing. Sounds really awesome. Pretty excited to see how that actually works and what that looks like. So it seems like you wouldn't need to get a Codex supplement if you just plan on playing a successor chapter. Again, we'll see if that's how that works out, but very interesting indeed. Very, very cool. It'll also be kind of interesting to see how this plays into the meta, because I'm sure there will be a few tactics in there that are found to be the best, and then next thing you know, everybody's successor chapters have the same tactics. So we'll see how that all plays out. So that's it for that portion of it. I do want to look at this Kill Team starter set thing though. Now, like I said, I had made an earlier video where I said Kill Team's pretty much dead to me just because all the releases and everything coming out, and then they're doing these expansions, Commanders, Elites, and just it was becoming too much, and I was hoping for kind of a smaller, easier game to kind of keep up with, and it was just getting too rapid fire with the Kill Team stuff, so I had to kind of take a step back from it, to where I was like, I'm just not even going to worry about Kill Team. I started kind of selling off a lot of my Kill Team stuff and everything. I do... still planning on, I participated in a Kill Team event at Nova, and then I also have a Kill Team event coming up at the end of this month that I'm going to participate in, just so I can get kind of back into the rules and everything, because it's been for, I think it was like last Nova since so almost a year since I've actually played Kill Team again. But yeah, so I'm going to watch this video, and then we'll kind of read a little bit here, and kind of, we'll go from there. Alright, so I'm just gonna I'm not gonna go too far in. Obviously, we've got Space Wolves and the Tau, and it looks like kind of what is it? I can't remember this terrain now, the Mechanicum or whatever, the industrial terrain. So this actually doesn't look like a kit I would want to get, just because I already have a ton of this terrain from like Shadow War and when the sets first came out. And then I have a decent amount of Tau. I have Space Marine. I mean, there's nothing really in this for me, but I've definitely heard that the Tau are actually pretty decent in the meta of Kill Team lately. They have a lot of cool little tricks, so if somebody wants to maybe get into Tau and get some terrain, this could be a pretty good set. I mean, usually starter sets are usually a good deal anyway. So very interesting to see a new starter set come out. The first starter set that came out, though, I love the terrain. I mean, that was all brand new terrain, and I was very much more interested in, if I was to buy it just for the terrain, I would have, but again, like I said, I've already got most of this, but if it's definitely something of interest to anybody that hasn't. And then, prepare to have your mind blown. I don't know what this is. This one's this one's still a bit of a secret, and we'll say for now is that it's a new galaxy-spanning event that's going to have a significant impact on every Warhammer 40k faction. It looks like the Dark Millennium is getting a whole lot darker. Huh. As usual, we'll keep you up to speed here. So this is going to be interesting. I don't know what this is. I'm going to watch this here. What do we got? Oh, Warhammer. Oh, it's just...
War calls. Faith is tested. The beast roars. Ancient darkness rises. Everything has led to this. The psychic awakening.
Okay. Autumn. So this fall, I guess. I'm curious. That's very interesting. I wonder what that's going to be about. At first, I thought it was maybe going to be about the Eisenhorn series, maybe. Maybe it is. I'm not sure. The Psychic Awakening. It had Warhammer TV kind of come up, so I don't know if this is another show project. Now, we've got a lot coming out. There's a live-action Eisenhorn series coming out, and then they've got that animated Space Marines one coming out. There's just a lot going on as far as them branching out into like actual entertainment venues. So yeah, interested to see what we have coming up with this. I don't know, maybe this will be something they preview more at the end of the month here in Nova. Yeah, I don't know. All right, well, that is going to be it for me. Like I said, what is your favorite thing that they came out here if you're a Primaris or a Space Marine player? I definitely think it all looks great. I am a little, like I said, a little bit disappointed that this is, in fact, a live pilot in here. It would have been kind of nice to still be kind of a dreadnought. Instead, we have like this very interesting roll-caged vehicle, but it does have this cool, bolt or heavy bolt pistol, heavy bolter pistol thing, and it just sounds really cool. This Invictor tactical warsuit. It's not quite the baby carrier that the Grey Knights have, but it's up there. Maybe this is the. Oh, I don't even know, but yeah, it's interesting. In fact, I'm hoping to see more here, like what we have for other weapon options. Very curious again here, other weapon options and troop capacity, all that, what this can do. And then, last fusils. I want to know what the last fusils look like. I love these new poses. They look pretty good, but what do those other weapons look like? And then, of course, looks like we've got, infiltrators coming out. I don't really see a whole lot of difference here. I see like this looks a little different here. This little radar dish communications thing. I don't remember that being on the other guy. I don't know. And then of course we have this Codex, Space Marines coming out, and the supplements, which is crazy. That's a pretty big shocker right there. And I want to know when those are coming out. Like I said, I'm really hoping that we don't see this until September, which is what I've been saying. I really honestly have thought that we wouldn't see these for sale anywhere, for pre-order or any of that kind of stuff, until like end of August, and then actually have them in our hands in September. Because generally it seems like with Space Marines we have big releases either in like June, July timeframe with like the Dark Imperium and that kind of stuff, and then in September is usually kind of in the past kind of been an indicator of Space Marine stuff. So I feel like that may be again, and of course like a lot of the major events then have concluded. I think Nova's kind of like the last major event in the area, and then I don't think anything else starts up until, well, I can't remember when Las Vegas Open is. I think that's the first one of the new year, and then after that you have ADEPTUS and stuff like that. But I would be very shocked if both these new models and the Codex come out before Nova happens. That would be so many Space Marine players scrambling to get models, to get the Codex, to see what they can do, and to basically build up from the ground up. I mean, I think it's 28 or 27 days, or even, I don't even know, maybe less than that. What is So I guess the first day is technically the 29th, so we're at 26 days from Nova right now, because they're yeah, I'll be getting up there, yeah, pretty early on the 29th, so 26 days away. I doubt we'll see this before Nova. I really do. Maybe I'll be shocked and surprised and everything, but I think there will be a bit of outrage, especially from the Space Marine players in the community, if they decide to release this right before Nova happens. Yeah, unless Nova decides to put out, okay, well, you can have completely gray models that are these units here. I mean, then I could, like, if they were to rule that, then I could definitely see them releasing that. That would suck, because one of the great things about going to these big events is playing against other, fully painted armies. Like, it just makes it look so much more beautiful when you're playing. So again, I'm gonna still say no, they aren't, but never say never, I guess. So, all right, well, that's gonna be it for this video. Please tell me what you think. What are you most excited for that they released? And let me know down in the comments below. If you haven't already, please check out the Facebook page, see what I got going on there. I put a lot of updates on my projects, and like I said, right now I'm on the sprint to Nova. I'm in the middle of a big move from one state to another state here. And then again, I got to get all unpacked and get everything, because like I still have a lot of stuff I need to get ready for Nova. So with only 26 days left, I do not have much time at all left. So getting really down to the wire here. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel. Hit the notification, the bell, all that, so you can stay up to date on just things I got going on and things I share, and different things I got going on the channel. If you check out the rest of the channel, I've got all kinds of things. I do some kind of like book reviews and of different Black Library books. I've got the workbench, where I share different tips and things I haven't really seen otherwise, and just overall information of trying to help grow the community and share the love of this awesome awesome game. So again, thank you, and until next time.